Hello. Now, if jumper looks weird, if Ghostlight can be said to have any fault at all, and this is hardly a fault, it is too full of ideas. Maybe there is an argument to say that Ghostlight is too big conceptually to be spread across 3 episodes, but I wouldn't want it across 4 episodes. I think that it needs to be tight and taut and that hangs together beautifully well. So you could stick a couple of minutes on each episode. But that aside, I don't think there's many a better written Doctor Who story. Some of the lines in that are just absolutely sublime. I was chuckling to myself today, Elizabeth, because I remembered the line, "the cream of Scotland Yard," which really tickles me. But I'd forgotten the one where he says, obviously, if she was a real lady, I wouldn't be in her boudoir, which really tickled me as well.
What about for light moving at the speed of thought?
Light moving at the speed of thought's a good one. And, yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, we could sit all day. But, you know, every third or fourth line is quotable. And there's just so much brilliance in this story. I think Light... for one episode, Light's only in it for one episode, and yet manages to go, aptly, change from being this softly spoken sort of vaguely sort of innocent baddie to being a proper nasty gid. Josiah's fabulous. I think Nimrod is one of the great unsung Doctor Who characters, up there with Bilal from Death to the Daleks, and long-time viewers of the Whoathon know the great affection I hold Bilal in Death to the Daleks. But Control's gorgeous, and Redford's Fenn Cooper is pretty...
My Fair Lady here, which is just very good.
Yeah, but I think it works because if you're going to do a story about evolution and you're going to set it in Victorian times, I think My Fair Lady is a fair touchstone. Do you think?
Yes, I thought it had a feel of a sort of almost Victorian murder mystery.
Yep.
In a hotel.
Stately home type groove.
The only thing that's been murdered was any sense of logical
So,
plot.
did you like it?
Yes.
Do you like it?
I think it's really freaky. It's really creepy. It does that really well.
Freaky, creepy.
I didn't love it. I wouldn't want to watch it again. I wouldn't want the kids to watch it.
I love it. I would want the kids to watch it.
It's kind of really cruel for Ace as well. She's clearly really traumatised by what's happened there.
I think that's...
So why
Yeah.
do you do that?
I agree with you. I think that it is a harsh thing to do with Ace. And of course, what we don't get, at least in any way that we can say is definitively canonical, is a resolution as to why the Doctor treats Ace of all his companions in this way. Because he's always had the option of going trawling through companions' past lives and raking up the dirt, but he does it with Ace, and there's got to be a reason. And of course, spin-off fiction has delved deep into what that reason could have been. And the New Adventures, of course, I with hindsight, I may have appreciated it as an older person, but, I didn't like the way that Ace ended up being treated in the New Adventures. I felt it was sad. Because that affection... There's a point in this where the Doctor's basically holding Ace's face, and he sort of takes her by the face. And as it happened, I was thinking, I can't think of virtually... And he sort of takes her by the face, and then he moves his hand like that. And it's just, I think the connection between those two is incredible, because virtually any other companion of Doctor, anybody, that would have been a really uncomfortable thing. But there's something about these two; it just all works. They make for a hell of a team. But there we go. Lib's touched upon it. The criticism of Ghostlight is that it on first blush, and you've seen it at least once before. You must have seen it once before, I reckon. I must have seen it 15.
Seen what before?
Ghostlight.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it 15, 20 times before, so I know this story backwards. But I think it takes a couple of views, because unlike, and I made reference to this in the last video, unlike 73 yards, that hasn't happened yet in this world, this timeline, what you're talking about, but unlike that, I think, personally, no matter what Twitter says, I put a very sarcastic tweet out the other day about how everybody was trying to explain away 73 yards. I don't think that's the point of 73 yards. I think it exists without an explanation. That's part of the joy of it. Ghostlight on the flip side does have an explanation. Everything clicks with Ghostlight. There's nothing in there that doesn't resolve itself at the end, but it comes so thick and fast that that I think you could easily lose it. Can I just say one little note here? There's a bit where Gwendolyn and Ace are fighting, and the music's like bada 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 bada. Ace locks Gwendolyn in the room. Then you have a number of scenes without Gwendolyn, and then you see the door being axed through. Axed through, is that a verb? But the music comes through, which is really canny television, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's this bit again. I liked that. I really enjoyed that. No, that was just me. Anyway, but absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. What a brilliant Doctor Who story. One of those Doctor Who stories, I think, it's not the first story you show somebody who's getting into Doctor Who. Obviously not. But if somebody wants to watch classic Who, you know, you hit them with the big hitters, don't you? You do Remembrance, and you do Caves and City of Death and War Games when they're up for it. And then after a bit, you sneak this one in and go, oi, oi, check this out, cheekies. Anyway, only 2 more Sylvester McCoy stories, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It makes me sad. I mean, gee, I'd take a lifetime of Sylvester McCoy. But hey-ho, they're both good ones, so that's what I was looking forward to. Bye.